Imagine this, a boy born in the bustling streets of Delhi, in a family that crossed borders as refugees during partition, rises through sheer grit and ambition to become the Chief of Army Staff and then the President of Pakistan. From humble beginnings that some might jokingly call starting like a milkman delivering in tough times, to commanding a nuclear-armed nation at one of its most turbulent moments. This is the extraordinary, controversial saga of Pervez Musharraf. Born on 11 August 1943, in New Delhi, British India, to Syed Musharrafuddin, a career diplomat, and Begum Jareen Musharraf, Pervez was part of a Syed Urdu-speaking Muhajir family with roots tracing back proudly in their own telling to prophetic lineage. His early life was marked by the chaos of partition in 1947, when his family migrated to the newly created Pakistan and settled in Karachi. Soon after, his father's posting took the family to Turkey from 1949 to 1956, where young Pervez spent formative years in Ankara, absorbing a different culture, learning discipline, and developing interests in shooting and outdoor activities. Returning to Pakistan, he attended schools in Karachi and Lahore, including Forman Christian College where he studied mathematics. This multicultural exposure, Indian roots, Pakistani identity, Turkish influences, shaped a man who would later champion enlightened moderation. Musharraf's path wasn't paved with silver spoons. Though his father held a respectable government position, the family navigated the struggles of migrant life in a young nation. He joined the Pakistan Military Academy at Kakul in 1961 and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in an artillery regiment in 1964. Life as a young officer was tough. He fought bravely in the 1965 Indo-Pak War, earning recognition for his gallantry, and later served as a company commander in the 1971 war, which ended in a humiliating defeat for Pakistan and the loss of East Pakistan. These experiences forged his resilience and deep commitment to the military institution. He climbed the ranks steadily, serving in commando units, teaching at the Staff College in Quetta, and commanding brigades. Promotions came through merit, hard work, and a reputation as a straight-talking, professional soldier. By the 1990s, he had risen to Major General and Lieutenant General, taking command of key positions including the Special Services Group. His big break came in 1998 when Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, seeking a reliable and perhaps less politically connected officer, promoted him over more senior generals to Chief of Army Staff. This decision would soon haunt Sharif. Musharraf was deeply involved in planning the 1999 Kargil operation, where Pakistani forces and militants infiltrated positions across the line of control in Kashmir. It sparked a limited but intense war with India, international condemnation, and heavy casualties. Musharraf later claimed in his autobiography that Sharif was informed, but tensions boiled over as Sharif faced pressure from the US to withdraw. The rift grew when Sharif tried to dismiss Musharraf while the general was abroad in October 1999. Musharraf's plane was denied landing, but the military swiftly took control in a bloodless coup, ousting Sharif. This marked Musharraf's dramatic rise to power as chief executive, later assuming the presidency in 2001. At his peak, Musharraf positioned himself as a modernizer. After the 9/11 attacks, he made the pivotal decision to ally Pakistan with the United States against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, famously stating Pakistan faced a choice to be bombed back to the Stone Age if it refused. This brought billions in aid, debt relief, and international legitimacy, but also domestic backlash and accusations of betraying fellow Muslims. Pakistan became a frontline state in the war on terror, with mixed results, cooperation on intelligence but persistent allegations of playing a double game with militants. Domestically, his era saw impressive economic growth. GDP averaged around 7% annually in the mid-2000s, driven by liberalization, privatization, foreign investment, and infrastructure projects. Poverty dropped significantly, the middle class expanded, media was liberalized leading to a boom in private TV channels, and there were pushes for women's rights and education. Karachi and other cities saw development. Musharraf promoted enlightened moderation, urging a balance between Islam and modernity, and even came close to peace talks with India over Kashmir with his 4-point formula. He survived multiple assassination attempts, including a dramatic one in 2003. Yet controversies piled up. The Kargil misadventure was seen by many as reckless adventurism. Critics accused him of authoritarianism, suspending the constitution, dismissing judges, and imposing emergency rule in 2007 amid growing opposition. The bloody siege of the Red Mosque, Lal Masjid, in Islamabad in July 2007, where militants were holed up, resulted in over 100 deaths and fueled radicalization and revenge attacks. Allegations of human rights abuses in Balochistan, forced disappearances, and mishandling of the war on terror mounted. His referendum for presidency was widely criticized as rigged, and efforts to cling to power while wearing uniform eroded his popularity. By 2008, facing impeachment threats after Benazir Bhutto's assassination and election losses, he resigned and went into exile. Musharraf's legacy is deeply divided, as polarizing as the man himself. Supporters remember an era of economic boom, relative stability, media freedom, and bold leadership that put Pakistan on the global map post 9/11. They credit him with modernizing aspects of society and trying to steer the country away from extremism. Detractors see a dictator who weakened democratic institutions, prioritized military and personal power, entangled Pakistan deeper in conflicts, and left a legacy of instability that haunts the nation today. Rising extremism, political turmoil, and eroded trust in civilian rule. He died in exile in Dubai on 5 February 2023, at age 79 from amyloidosis, denied a state funeral by some accounts, symbolizing his contested place in history. The lesson from Musharraf's life? Ambition and military discipline can propel a man from modest refugee roots to the heights of power, but in a complex democracy like Pakistan, ruling without broad consensus, balancing institutions, and addressing root causes of extremism often leads to a fall as dramatic as the rise. True strength lies not just in command but in building lasting, inclusive systems. His story reminds us that while one general can change the course temporarily, the nation's future depends on stronger civilian roots, accountability, and unity beyond any single strongman. Pakistan's journey continues, with echoes of the milkman's son who dared to rule still reverberating.